Right, well, Russian space weapons are worrying American officials, according to reports. This comes after the chairman of the House Intelligence Committee, Mike Turner, issued an ominous warning on X, formerly known as Twitter, saying information concerning a serious national security threat has been made available to the committee and requesting President Biden to declassify all information. To break down what this means for us, we have Yahoo Finance reporter Rick Newman. And Rick, when this crossed, there was a lot of, what's going on? What are the details we're missing here? Fill us in.
Yeah, and then there was a lot of reporting. What exactly is he talking about? And apparently he's referring to some new information about Russian space weapons. Now, the idea of space weapons is not new. This dates to the Cold War, to the space race. And for reference, I covered the Pentagon in the 1990s and for a magazine, and I wrote a cover story back then about space wars and what was all going on. So the basic idea here is there are tons of assets in space for intelligence gathering. GPS is a big deal, and there are always new things going on here. So we don't know exactly what Russia is doing, but think about what we know is new in space. First of all, in the Ukraine-Kosovo war, we know that a commercial company, SpaceX, has satellites up there that Ukraine is using the Starlink system for battlefield communication. So is Russia thinking about doing something to take out those satellites? Are they thinking about launching some kind of space weapon? One of the things you could do, I mean, this goes all the way into science fiction, is you could detonate a nuclear weapon in space, which would have catastrophic effects on the GPS system and a lot of other things. So this one member of Congress, the chairman of the House Intelligence Committee, seems to think this is extremely worrisome. You got different messaging coming out of the White House. They were kind of like, this is not an urgent problem. Nobody needs to freak out. So he wanted to draw attention to this, and I don't think we know exactly what made him want to do that.
So, Rick, when you have more private companies coming into this space, how does this complicate it when you have, obviously, national powers in the middle of a conflict, but then you also have Starlink and others who are also at play here?
It just broadens the potential problem. I mean, I think there must be thousands of satellites orbiting the planet at this point. Most of them are commercial, but there are also military satellites there. So it's hard to know, like, what exactly the state of the technology is. I mean, and this is all very classified, I'm sure. And by the way, the United States develops this technology too. So could you shoot a laser at a satellite to disable it and just sort of target satellites one at a time? Or do we not have that capability? So in order, if you want to knock out, if you wanted to knock out the U.S. GPS system, which the U.S. military relies on, if there were a war with China even, you might think about doing that, but then you're also knocking out the GPS system for yourself. If you knocked out the GPS system, I mean, it would just be an unholy mess, because all commercial shipping of all types, all commercial transportation relies on GPS. So this is one of those threats that I know in the military establishment, a lot of people lose sleep over. But on the other hand, the capabilities, or at least the intention to develop the capabilities, have been there for a long time. And I think mostly anybody who would contemplate this realizes that they might have as much to lose or more to lose if they were to attack somebody else's assets in space. So it's a bit of a head scratcher, but you can really go down a rabbit hole on this one.
Yeah, certainly. Rick, we're going to be keeping tabs on this one, as we know you will. We'll see if there's an official response that gets made from the White House.
Hopefully nothing happens.
Hopefully nothing happens, all right? We got some shipments on the way here. Rick, appreciate it.